Hey, welcome to Two Doctors Homestead. My name's Daniel, and I want to talk about deepfakes and how to protect yourself from the world that's coming of bad information, right? Deepfakes are becoming more common because they're becoming cheaper and easier to make. There was a thing in the news recently where Tom Hanks came out and said, hey, there was this deepfake video of me. It was a commercial endorsing some dental product. He's like, and that wasn't me. I didn't make that. I didn't approve that. Well, we're seeing that more and more now, right? We're seeing the world of deepfakes and how easy it is to create a convincing image or copy of a person. There's also stories going around, and this one isn't actually an urban legend. It happened to a friend. He told me, yes, this happened to me, and he told me the story, which is to say he got a call on the phone, an unexpected call, and said it was his brother. It sounded like his brother's voice, and his brother said, hey, I'm in jail. I need bail. Can you talk to my lawyer and help me get out of here? Help me get bail. I need to get out of here. He passes the phone to the lawyer, and the lawyer answers the phone. I'm William Bellamont III, attorney at law, and we'd like to help your brother get out of jail. We need you to pay $1,000 in bail. And we're going to tell you how. We're going to tell you how you can pay the bail. You don't actually have to go anywhere. You can pay it online. And of course, don't call his parents. Your parents, they've already heard about this, or they're very upset. So my friend who said he got the call got off the phone, and he almost did. He almost made the payment as requested to get his brother out of jail. But before he sent the payment, he's like, you know what? I'm going to call my brother. So he picked up the phone, called his brother, and his brother was just as surprised as he was to hear that he was in jail. He wasn't. So the entire thing was a deep fake, right? It was just faked his voice, and it's getting easier to do. The cost of the technology and the time it takes to capture someone's voice and fake it is getting easier, and that really is the world we're going into, right? AI is becoming not only more powerful, but much more common and less expensive, and I think that's a warning to everyone. Is that I know there's a lot of urban legends out there of people getting these fake phone calls, and this was a friend of mine that said, yeah, actually I did get that call. And I have another friend that talked about having these long email conversations with someone. He thought he was talking to a friend. The person seemed to know everything, talked like him, and this was all over email until they finally asked for money, right? And he finally got on the phone. He said, hey, what's going on? You're saying you need all this money. And the guy said, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't been emailing you. I don't know anything about it. I never asked you for money. So deepfakes, whether it's an email, which is a little older technology, or someone calling you on the phone, and it sure sounds like that person you're talking to, and they talk like them, and they might even be able to answer some questions, some memory questions, because the people creating the deepfake have access to things like social media, right? So you have to be very careful, not just in phone calls you get, but in questioning the information you're presented with, whether it's a news article, a news story, endorsement, someone calling you on the phone saying, hey, I'm your friend, I need some money. Anything like that, you have to be very careful nowadays, especially going forward. If it's cheap and easy to do now, imagine what it's going to be like in a year, even 3 years, 5 years, but even a year, as the technology becomes more prevalent to clone people's voices, clone their appearance, and create these fake videos, right? So just to shift philosophically slightly, you look at Socrates, and his thing was to know you know nothing. And he wasn't saying that out of some kind of embracing, hey, we should all be ignorant and no one should know anything. It's really a warning about questioning how you know what you know, and really what you consider a valuable or a valid source of information. I mean, you look at the world now, and there's a lot of examples of how do you really know that? How do you know what you think you know? A safe example might be food, right? How do you know what food is healthy? It seems like it changes all the time, right? right? Is keto healthy? Is vegan healthy? Is carnivore healthy? Is Atkins healthy? Is South Beach diet healthy? Should you just eat meat? Should you just eat ice cream, right? What food's healthy? What food isn't healthy? And I don't know if anybody really knows anymore. We've been told so many different variations throughout our lives, and it makes you question why don't people know? Why isn't it should be easy at this point? It's 2023. We should just know what is the right food to eat. And apparently we don't, right? It changes all the time. So you have to apply that skepticism to really everything now, especially the information you're taking in, whether you're reading an article. There's the idea that speaking or writing with authority makes you more convincing, and there's actually been studies on that. If you speak or write with confidence, if you speak or write with authority, people are more likely to believe it because it seems convincing, right? Well, things like ChatGPT, GP4, GPT, AI, any of that is getting much better at writing with authority, writing articles that seem like they know what they're talking about. They're well written, and you're looking at it like, man, that must be true. And then you find out later, you do some research, and none of it was actually true. It was just a fake article that was very well written, and we are going to see more of that. We are seeing more of that as we go. And once again, I think it comes back to Socrates, right? To know is to know you know nothing. And it's not a praise of we should all be ignorant and no one should know anything. It's that, how do you really know what you know? I mean, how many things can you see with your own eyes? How many things do you know to be true versus that's what you heard? Once again, food is a great example of that. Do you even know what's healthy to eat? You look at things like vitamin supplements. Do you know which ones are actually healthy to consume, right? And it goes way beyond that, be it things in the political sphere. I don't want to go too deep onto that, but how do you know what's actually happening, what's really going on? Is it because you saw it on the news? And then how do they know? Did they just, did they make something up maybe, right? How do you know anything is real or true? And you have to have that skepticism nowadays. Confirm what you can, believe what you have to, but trust and verify as best you can, and don't hang on to one piece of knowledge, right? Always try to double check. Same thing, you get the call saying, hey, I'm in prison, help me out, here's my lawyer. Turns out it wasn't, right? There is an urban legend, another story, and maybe it's true as well, I don't really know, where a lady was saying she got a call from a kidnapper saying, we have your daughter. Put the daughter on the phone. The daughter was freaking out. Oh my God, help me, I've been kidnapped. Kidnapper gets on the phone, says, you have to send me money. We have your daughter. The lady laughs, hangs up, goes upstairs, and her daughter's still in bed. So she never got out of bed, and the lady knew that her daughter was upstairs and not calling her on the phone saying, we've been kidnapped. Daughter didn't know what was going on. Once again, it's one of those, the ability for computers to now mimic your voice, mimic your mannerisms, steal your face, right? All that kind of stuff. So it's just a word of caution, I mean, we're going into an age of misinformation. A lot of people say that we've lived in the age of information. As we've gone, we've seen things like the internet growing, and all of a sudden everyone has access to so much information at their fingertips all the time. Well, that has shifted, and we really are going into the age of misinformation, where there's so much information out there, and there are now systems, AI, bad actors now creating misinformation, intentionally trying to deceive and distract and derail. And some of it is for financial gain, whether they're trying to trick you into sending them money, trick you into making bad decisions. There was something that came up not that long ago where for a few minutes the stock market went into panic because a video was released that showed the Pentagon being attacked, right? It was on fire, and the stock market reacted, and they paused the stock market, and Pentagon came out and said, yes, we weren't attacked. There's nothing going on. It was a fake video, but it looked real enough. People saw it and they reacted. So you see something like that, you have to take a step back before you react and say, is it real? Now, there is a dangerous flip side of that, right? What if something bad really was happening and you get some alert, hey, nukes are incoming? Rather than run to your bunker, you're like, this is fake, that's fake news. And then you see the president gets on TV and says, hey, nukes are incoming. You're like, that's all fake news. That could affect your response time if something serious really did happen. So it's not always easy enough just to doubt everything, but we are getting into that point in history now where a lot, I think, of what we're going to see, a lot of the information we're presented with just isn't real, right? So I hope that helps out, gives you something to think about. Look back on Socrates, know that you know nothing. Take it from there, right? So once again, we appreciate you, and thanks for watching.